Hello, Jackson School District parents. Thank you so much for stopping. We're hoping you can just watch a quick video about the importance of applying for free and reduced school meals. If you haven't applied yet, we strongly encourage you to take a peek at this information and to apply right away. If you think you don't qualify, please think again. You might. The income limits have changed. The federal government establishes the limits every year and they have increased. So many more families qualify for this than have in the past. Even if your child doesn't eat school lunch, we do still encourage you to apply. If you are determined to be eligible, you may qualify for other benefits. For example, some companies offer internet discounts. You can get reduced fees for taking the SAT or the ACT tests. You can get free AP testing, and it also can help you qualify for some scholarships and grants. Many of these programs use the free and reduced status of a family when making those considerations. Also, if you just don't think it matters, if you don't think it applies to you, please, it really does. The Jackson School District, like all school districts in the state, receive additional funding based on the number of eligible students that we have here in the district. And those funds that we would be getting go to support all students. So if you don't think it applies to you or if you don't think you're going to use it, it still really does help the district. Please also keep in mind the information is absolutely confidential. It is not shared with anyone. Your citizenship status does not matter. The application doesn't even ask for it. The goal of this program is to serve children and to make sure children have the meals that they need. There are two ways to apply, on paper and online, and all of our resources and information are going to be available in English and Spanish, and we're going to talk a little bit about that here. We do encourage you to apply now, and we can help you through the whole process. The idea of applying now is very important for two reasons. One, it's kind of an odd time to be asking people to apply, but at this point, if you apply and you are deemed eligible, your benefits will carry through the end of this year and also will stay in place until September or October of next school year until the application process begins again. Also, the federal government evaluates our district's numbers in May of every year to determine our funding for the next school year. So, applying now will ensure that all of our eligible families are accounted for and that we can get that important funding that we need to support all of our students. There are two ways that you can submit an application, but you only need to fill out one application for your entire family. This is very important. I think a lot of families think that they have to apply for each child, and that's not the case. You just do one application for your whole family. On the left, you'll see the information for how to do it online. Doing it online is very much the fastest and easiest way to do it. You would go to PaySchool Central. You could also download the PaySchool Central app, which we'll describe a little bit more later. And then you can just put in the information right there, and you'll get an confirmation of your eligibility within 24 hours if you do it that way. But of course, you absolutely can also fill it out on paper. We have our applications at every school. They're available for download and print off of our website, and they are also available in English and Spanish. If you're watching this video and English is not your first language, please go back to our website and be sure to select the video. We've recorded all of the same information in Spanish. Again, applications are available for pickup at any school. And if you'd like to have one mailed to you, we will absolutely do that. Just call your school, let them know that you want to have one mailed out, and we'll get on that right away. If you have any questions during the entire process, we have our food service director. His office is the office that processes these applications. His name is Joe Imardino. That's his email address that you can see on the screen and also the phone number. If you have any questions at all, please just pick up the phone and ask. We don't want you frustrated and we don't want you to have to stumble through anything. We want to help you along and answer any questions that you might have. So when I talked about applying online, you can do it through the website, which was that PaySchool's website, but there also is an even better way, which is just to download the PaySchool Central app. It's available both on Android and on Apple devices. You would download the app, and then you would go through the steps to register your account using your student ID number, and then follow the prompts for the application. We have a ton of step by step resources on our website that will explain every screen that you'll meet and everything that you need to do. The two main resources that we have will be one that will explain how to register with your PaySchool Central account, and then the other one will take you step by step for how to do the application. Applying is easy if you take it step by step. It looks like a lot of information, but it's really only seeking a couple key important parts of information. One is how much money that you make in your household. Um, People are paid differently. It doesn't matter if you're paid weekly, if you're paid every 2 weeks, twice a month, monthly, whatever that is. Sit down and figure out what your income is and compute what your yearly or gross earnings are for the year. And then you also need to determine, of course, how many people are in your household. Those are the two key pieces of information. And as you go through and answer the questions, just keep in mind if you are being asked a question about if you've decided that you're paid weekly and you're computing that, make sure you check the box that says, I'm putting in my weekly pay. Again, eligibility levels really have changed significantly. There are so many more people who qualify than have in the past. This is a chart that shows the federal income levels for families who would be eligible for these benefits. So it looks like a lot of numbers, but on the left side, you would look at what your household size is. And then on the right, you would determine what your yearly income is, or if it's easier for you to know what your monthly or weekly is, you would look at that chart. The federal government establishes these guidelines and these thresholds. So, for example, if you were a family of five, and your family income is $60,070 a year or less, you would qualify for benefits. Again, it's not just about free or reduced lunch, although that is obviously the primary goal. Being deemed eligible through this application process can also open up additional doors to you and additional benefits to you and your family. Some companies offer internet discounts for students, for families who qualify for these benefits. You can also get reduced SAT or ACT costs, free AP testing costs. And if you have a child in high school who is going to be pursuing those tests to go into college, those fees really add up. You also have access to additional scholarships, grants, and financial aid. Many programs who offer those types of aid are looking and will be asking questions about whether you have been deemed eligible by the federal government for free or reduced lunch. The district, as we mentioned, also does receive additional funding based on the number of eligible students. And all of those funds that we receive go right back into the programs that support all Jackson students. This includes programs, services, supplies, technology, after school programs, and professional development for teachers. So even if you are thinking that you might qualify, but you're not really feeling like you're going to eat the school lunch, we strongly, strongly encourage you to please apply, get that eligibility determination, and those efforts can help you and can in turn also help the Jackson School District when we need that help the most. I mentioned there are some step by step guides. If you were to visit that website on your screen or to scan that QR code in the middle of your page, you would be taken right to our free and reduced lunch application page. We've got one step by step guide that takes you through every single screen of how to set up your PaySchool Central account. And then we've got another one that takes you step by step, screen by screen, through the free and reduced application instructions. We also have an FAQ on that page. This is a frequently asked question document that helps answer some of the frequently asked questions that we get asked about this. Some examples that you can see on your screen might apply to you. One of the ones that we get a lot is, what if my income isn't the same? What if one month I normally make $1,000 a month, but I missed some work and I made less? And it gives you instructions on what you should do in those scenarios. It also explains that you do have to do a new application every year. But again, if you were to fill it out now in March or April of 2023, those benefits would be approved. If you're approved, you would receive those benefits this year and they would carry through September or October of next year. This is the main website for PaySchool Central. That's the mechanism that you would go on to complete these applications. And again, keep in mind that you do need to log into your Pay Schools account too. So if you have one, great, just go ahead and log in. If you don't have one, take just those few moments to create one. And all you're going to need is your student's ID number. And once you put one of those student ID numbers in there, it will pull out the data for your whole family, or the family that you have here in the Jackson School District. On the top right-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a pull-down menu. If you would like to change the entire website into Spanish, you can do that. And again, if you are listening to this and you would prefer to hear all this information in Spanish, please go back to our website and you could view this exact information through a video that's recorded in Spanish. And again, I can't stress this enough. If you have any questions, please reach out. We will be happy to help you. And I can also just really stress that it's incredibly important for our parents who might be interested in this to please apply now. If you can get those applications in March and April, it only takes a few minutes. That will help our district and you tremendously. And again, reach out either 732-415-7014 or email Joe and Mardino, our food service director, and they will help you. Thank you.